G'day, welcome back to another episode of Togl. Well, as I said at the end of last week's episode, I was coming back up here to get some mowing and slashing and a few different things done. I did come back up, but unfortunately the little SD card for my camera failed, so I wasn't able to get any of that footage. So I'll just give you a bit of an update on how that went. Basically, as you can see, these are the areas where I've done a bit of mowing and slashing, and I got a bit of the paddocks done, which was great. Problem being is that I hit a rock, which is very hard to see in amongst all those blackberries, and bent the blades on the slasher, so now I've got to get that fixed up again. So that was the end of the slashing. So then I started mowing. Now I'm going to take you up and show you in a couple of minutes where I stacked the mower. Yeah, I had a rollover. It's actually a backwards rollover, but I'll explain that when I get up there. I'm fine, I didn't get hurt. So, but did damage the mower, and so that needed to be fixed as well. So all in all, not a great day the other day. And then we've had a few days of rain. Would you believe it is mid-December at the moment? So we are right in summer, and it is freezing. They're actually predicting snow this week in certain parts of Tasmania. And I know that there's a real cold front blowing across Victoria, so just crazy weather. It is stunting the growth of the veggies and stuff that we've got planted. I would have expected a lot more growth by now, but this cooler weather is just holding everything back. So things I want to get done for today is I'm going to cut a step to go there. I had plans of building proper steps, but you know what? I got a big lump of wood that I put up onto the timber mill the other week, and I'm just going to simply cut a big block of wood out of that, and that block can sit there. It only needs to be one step up. And then that'll make getting in and out of that shed just a little bit easier. In addition to that, I want to try and get a little bit of weeding done in the veggie patch around the potatoes, get some more straw in and pack that in level. The other day I also did get some gravel around either end of the bridge, just where it was very boggy and still rutted. So I've put in gravel there, and that has made a substantial difference. The bridge still isn't 100% complete yet. There's a few more things I want to get done to it until I'm happy that it's completely done, but I mean, at least we've got the access over it, but I'll show you that as well. So yeah, just a few things that we're going to get done, and yeah, let's crack on and get on with it. Okay, so here we are at the scene. I'll run you through what happened with this ride-on mower. I wasn't going to say anything about the ride-on mower. I mean, I never filmed it, but anyway, I thought, nah, I'll bring it up because people need to be aware that these things are dangerous, and you know, you need to be careful with things. Anyway, I was lucky this time, but what we got is I was wanting to bring the ride-on mower over so that I could mow around the grapes. What that involves was coming down across this bit of a creek area here where those planks are, and then we come and I've carved this road out, and the grapes are just up there. You can just see a couple of the grapevines. Anyway, so I was coming up this hill here. Now to me this isn't especially steep. Well, I wouldn't have thought. I mean, it is a steep hill, but not enough to do what it did. So I got up to about this point here, and you can see where there is a little bit of a dip just in there. So I think what happened is I went into the dip, and as I came up, basically a bit of too much power on the mower. She popped a little wheelie, she went up, rolled straight back. I got thrown off the back, and I flipped over, did an end over end, and ended up just over in here on its wheels, but pretty badly smashed up on the front end. So yeah, no major damage. Sort of had the wind knocked out of me a little bit, bruised my pride, and a bit of damage to the mower, but all in all, could have been a whole lot worse. So I've been working on fixing the mower the last couple of days while it's been raining. It's running, it's working. It's mainly just cosmetic stuff that I need to fix up on that, and I'll show you some of that at the end of this video when I'm back home of what I've been doing to get that fixed. But yeah, that's the grapevines right there. So that's where I was coming to, just up into there to do some mowing. Anyway, right now I'm going to go back. I'm going to get the blade put on the mill. We're going to get that log milled, get a nice big block of wood out of that from there we'll move down to the veggie patch. Alright, so this is the big block of blackwood that I want to get milled up. So I'm going to have to get the chainsaw as well, cut some of these pieces because it has moved a little, I can see. This is hanging out too wide, it's past that track, so it's going to need a bit of tidy up, and then we can get stuck into this and yeah, get it sorted out. I was just wondering whether I might have been able to use that block and tackle, but I don't think I'll risk that. And you can see most of the wood's down here anyway, so we'll get this sorted out. I'll get this step cut. First thing first, got to get this tractor out of the way, and yeah, get on with it. Use this tension wrench to make sure we get the tension right. Tight enough to keep the blade tracking well, but not that tight that it snaps the blade, obviously. Gusting that strong down here, it just blew my good camera over on the tripod on flat ground. So I won't be doing any filming with that for the rest of the day, so I'll just do a little bit filming with the GoPro. We'll still get some good footage, but it won't be what I'd hoped it would be. Anyway, it'll all be GoPro from here on end. As it turns out, I had to take a bit more off than I thought just to get that in, because there is always that little bit extra from where the rail runs of the mechanics of the mill. So I've taken that extra bit off as well, and now we should be right to start cutting this up. So now that it's somewhat lighter, I want to flip this over, get this on the bottom, then I can measure up, get the exact height I need, which will be about that much, and get this step cut and get it moved down there. Okay, so as you saw in there, I put a half twist in that strap so that I could make this spin, because I wanted this more contoured part at the front. So it's in place now, and all I gotta do is just drag it in a little bit more, but it's not overly heavy for dragging. I certainly can't lift it, but I can drag it into place. Get these straps out as well. And there we have it, a step in place to make it that little bit easier for hopping up in here. Yeah, that hurt. Now we're just going to go and get some straw so that we can go and start on the veggie patch. not sure if you saw on the way in, but this old bale of hay that's been breaking down here, this is going to be perfect for using as a mulch. So I need to try and get that into the bucket. Just thought I'd come and pull out a thistle. I pulled out one and then realised there's a big tiger snake right in there. Now there must be a hole in the ground right under that point right there, because that entire snake just disappeared into there and I can't see him. So that thistle can wait for another day, because I'm not messing with any tiger snakes. But yeah, it's starting to get warmer now. That sun's out. It's a very sheltered spot right there from the wind, and that's why he's soaking up the sun. When you're out of the wind, it is quite warm. But yeah, scared the hell out of me. Well, that wind has eased up somewhat, and it's also a bit more sheltered down here in the veggie patch as well. And it's finally warming up a bit as well with that nice sunshine. So this is the potatoes in here, and as you can see, well, as you can't see, it can be pretty hard to find them. What I need to do is clear out a bit more of this grass, and you can see we've already had straw down on it, and I'm just going to pack more around, because what a lot of people will do with their potatoes, you've probably seen it, is you start your potato plant, especially if you're in a pot or something, and you build up the soil, and then the plant grows through and you build up more soil, and as it grows you build it up. So we're going to kind of do the same sort of thing. As we raise this level here, the plants will continue to grow up, but they should shoot roots out sideways and have a thicker layer of potatoes. That's the theory. So I'm going to get stuck in and doing a bit of weeding here. Technically something I'm not going to be able to hurt myself on. And pull out some weeds and get some straw down. It doesn't need to be perfect. I just want to get all the bigger ones out, because the smaller ones are just going to get smothered with the straw anyway. We're just ripping out the big clumps. Give the potatoes a bit more of a chance. Well, there we go. The majority of the weeds are out now. Still a few little bits and pieces, but that doesn't matter because we're going to cover them up. So what I need to do is get that straw in amongst. I don't want to completely cover over a plant, because it'll do exactly what I'm planning on doing with the weeds, which is kill it. So I need to basically keep them around, pile up the straw, so that there's always a little bit sticking out that they can then continue to grow. So I'll get that straw in now, and then I'm going to move on to weeding around the strawberries. I'll get some straw around them, then I'm going to head home. I've got a few things to do back there this afternoon. On the way out, I will show you how much of that paddock I managed to get slashed before the slasher buggered up on me. Anyway, I need to get this straw down. Okay, so now all I need to do is get this watered in really well. We want that mulch to be nice and wet. I don't know when the next rain's coming, so I will get some water into it right now. Okay, so here we are back at home, and let me show you what I did to the ride-on mower. So when she went over, basically landed on the end here. Now this lens came out without breaking, which was fantastic, but big corner broke out here. There's a piece missing there, the side broke off, a heap broke off down through here. There's still bits missing. Basically it broke into probably 30 or 40 pieces, and I've just been out here playing a big jigsaw puzzle, trying to find all the bits and glue it all together. So there's bit there, bit there, bit there. This piece, there was about 3 pieces there. The bottom corner came out. I could not find that piece. I honestly can't remember whether I picked it up and threw it in the bush in temper when I hopped up after being bucked off, or whether it just with the snap it flew out, but I couldn't find that bit. But anyway, now the problem is in this area here, and over, if we swing back around over on this bit here, that's where the bonnet bolts onto, into these 2 corners, but they're all smashed out. So there is like a bar down in here, part of the chassis. So I'll show you what my solution was. So the solution was to build this. Now what I've done is got 3 lugs there, and these lugs are going to bolt onto that chassis bar, and then these side bits here, this is what the bonnet will bolt into. Now this will be inside, down inside the front case there, so it won't actually be seen, but it's going to make it a whole lot stronger in there. So that's what I've been working on, is this, and it's pretty much done. I've just got to do a little bit more welding on the corners, and then give it a really good sand down and paint it. Then what I'll need to do is actually take this front back off. Now that I've got all of this measured up, I'll take the front guard, fender, whatever you want to call it, I'll take that off, get this bolted in, put the fender back on, get the bonnet put back on. Like I said, mechanically she's working. It's just the cosmetics of it really that why I'm building this, but yeah, it'll make it look good. Well, I just thought before we wrap up, I'd show you the blackberry bush behind me here. This is the one that we've got growing down in the backyard at the rental. And yeah, as you can see, masses of flowers. So hopefully in coming weeks, we're going to get a nice feed of blackberries. Last year, they were really big, juicy blackberries too. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, here our time is up. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. And like always, you know, click like, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe yet. Share it to some people who you think might like this. Our subscribers are growing. We're up around 270 odd now, which is fantastic. I'm glad that many people are enjoying it. Anyway, till next weekend, stay safe. Have a great week next week. And make sure you tune in. I'll get the front end put back on the mower, and I'm not sure what else I'll have for you next week, but I'm sure it'll be something really cool. So I'll catch you next week. Take care. Cheers.